Our recruitment efforts to hire 10,000 new ICE officers has been extremely successful. Lawrence, as of today, we have over 80,000 applicants for those 10,000 positions already. People and patriots across this country that say, we want to join, we want to help and be a part of this effort. It's overwhelming to see the amount of response and support that our ICE officers have gotten and people who want to join their ranks.
Man, 80,000 people have applied for an available 10,000 jobs. Hey, and I don't blame y'all. Listen, I was looking at the $50K signing bonus, the salary. Man, come on, the pay. Oh, man. I was thinking about it my darn self. But it sounds like they got it covered. 80,000 people for 10,000 positions. It's a lot of folks. A lot of folks, man. But, of course, we got another update on ICE detainment and detentions and deportations and everything else surrounding illegal immigrants. So let's dive in.
We were told young Sugo, who goes by Sue, was detained here in New York City, but we've learned the South Korean immigrant is in Monroe, Louisiana, in custody at a federal immigration facility. Now, Sue has been in the U.S. with her mom, an Episcopal priest, for 4 years on a religious visa, but they were separated last week when Sue showed up to a court for a routine immigration hearing and was detained by ICE officials. An immigration judge here in the city had already scheduled Sue's next court appearance for October. But after they tried to exit, ICE agents stepped in and took her into custody. Now, in response to her arrest, yesterday, friends and loved ones of the 20-year-old from Scarsdale demanded her return and release. And Sue was heading into her sophomore year at Purdue University this fall. But instead, she's at Richwood Correction Facility, again in Louisiana, reportedly facing pressure to self-deport.
And so it's a very, very disturbing, very scary, very chaotic, and in many ways, very cruel practice. In this case, the family has been separated, and a mother is left to wonder what's happening with her daughter, where her daughter is, what the conditions are like, and when she'll be returned home.
Bro, that makes no sense. They literally just told all of us where her daughter is. At a detention facility in Louisiana. Well, but don't know where her daughter is, and they're separating the family. I mean, you can self-deport both people. Just saying. The mom can leave too.
Now, meanwhile, ICE officials sent Fox 5 a statement in part saying, quote, young Sue-Go, an illegal alien from South Korea, overstayed her visa that expired more than 2 years ago. President Trump and Secretary Noem are committed to restoring integrity to the visa program and ensuring it is not abused to allow aliens a permanent one-way ticket to remain in the U.S.
Yeah, and now you want us to feel bad when she overstayed her visa by over 2 years now. 2 years! Nah, I don't feel bad for you. Going back to your home country. Get on out. Bye.
But here's the conflict. According to Sue's lawyers' understanding, back in June in 2023, she and her mother's 2021 visas were extended through December this year, meaning it was valid and should have prevented the student's arrest. So is this a federal violation of Sue's due process? An immigration attorney says the short answer to that is no.
This time, it really seems that the White House and its advisors had enough time to do their homework when it comes to what may be legal, but not necessarily moral. And I believe that, unfortunately, this is the case where the U.S. government has the ability, the legal ability, to detain individuals like this young lady, like so. But is it really the best use of our resources?
Now, that same attorney predicts Sue's not likely to receive bond in Louisiana while her case plays out. It could take between 3 and 6 months to get a trial date, and even then, there's a serious chance Sue could get deported. ICE officials tell us they've placed the student in, quote, expedited removal proceedings.
Yeah, get her out of here. Bye. Get to stepping. Get to stepping. People are going to stop abusing this country. You are going to stop taking advantage of this country. I'm sick of it. I don't feel bad. Zero sympathy. None whatsoever. Nope. Bye.
So an illegal immigrant is facing vehicular homicide charges after a head-on collision killed a mother and daughter in a New Jersey last week. The Mexican native has already been charged with 2 DUIs this year and domestic violence in 2023. National Border Patrol Council President Paul Perez joins us now. Paul, thanks so much for joining the program.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Yeah, so we just showed our audience some of the charges there. Did this guy have a detainer on him as well?
Yeah, this is somebody that should have never been in this country, that should have never been released into the community. And it's because of these reckless policies by these sanctuary cities that innocent Americans have lost their lives, because these people could have easily been detained, removed, deported, or locked up by the federal government had those sanctuary cities honored those detainers.
That is wild. Somebody lost their life because these Democrats don't want to turn these folks over to ICE. That is disgusting. Been arrested multiple times. Multiple times. Goodness gracious. Loss of life. That's the final straw. When he kills somebody. Disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting.
Details. What can you tell us, Jason?
Yeah, Mark, Charlotte, this might be one of the most bonkers rogue judge stories we've covered. Certainly it's in the top 10. You have a criminal legal who served prison time for attempted murder, getting a restraining order somehow against ICE. San Jose tattoo artist Guillermo Medina Reyes, he's an illegal alien from Mexico, convinced a federal judge on July 1st to block agents from detaining him. Already an activist favorite among progressives, Reyes had been organizing protests, rallies, and even hunger strikes, casting himself as the face of so-called unjust immigration enforcement.
Conversations that I've had with immigration officers, we're all criminals to them just because we weren't born here.
But you do have a record.
Yeah, but just like I do have a record.
Brought to the U.S. as a kid, Reyes reportedly tried to kill a rival gang member at 16 and spent the next decade behind bars. The moment he got out, ICE stepped in to detain him. But under the Biden administration, an immigration judge eventually let him walk, concluding that he wasn't a threat to the public. His lawyers claim he's now focused on transformation, healing, and community care. And Reyes is more than happy to echo the script.
People that have gone through similar situations, but for the simple fact that they're born here, they're left alone and they're not being criminalized.
But nearly a month after a federal judge first granted him a temporary restraining order against ICE, Reyes was back in the headlines. Berkeley police say on July 27th, Reyes went on a deranged rampage. He entered a cafe shirtless, stole water, and swiped cooking oil, out of all things. He then tried to carjack 2 vehicles, one with a 3-year-old inside, and even attempted to steal a big rig truck. Reyes was arrested and charged with 5 felonies, but because this is California, no bail was set. Just a promise to show up for his next court appearance and to receive outpatient mental health treatment.
What? Bro, yeah, you just can't make this stuff up. So this man attempted to pine box someone simply because they were a rival, and he's not a threat to people. This is ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. And you know, like, bro, he's scamming the crap out of the system. Like, he's getting on camera and talking all this, fluffy stuff, this feel-good stuff. Hey, I'm a community activist. I support the people, the good stuff. But then off camera, this man's terrorizing his community. But let me tell y'all something. ICE ain't playing no games out here. You don't know what type of car they jumping out of. They jumping out of box trucks now. I love it. I love it. You don't know where ICE is going to pop out from. That little box truck, that U-Haul that you see down the block or in the parking lot. You don't know if that's somebody moving to town or if that's ICE about to jump out. I love it. I love it. But they're doing their job so well that places are legitimately turning into ghost towns.
All right, everyone, we're back in LA. It's a new street this time. And as you can see, all the businesses on this street are shut down. Not a single business is open on this street, and it's riddled with trash and drug use.
There's a lot more illegals, especially in Cali, than what we've been led on to. I've shown you guys multiple videos of places turning into ghost towns because ICE is deporting people. It's wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. Now, let's take a listen. I want you guys to listen to this absolutely crazy story right here, because this is disgusting, and y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comments.
This video might not reach a lot of people, and that's okay, but I wanted to make this video because I lost a lot of followers due to the fact that I voted for Trump, and that's okay. I really don't care. But at the end of the day, I wanted to share something with you guys. I was working for an agency, and I'm not going to say what agency this was, or, you know, what my affiliation is, or whatever the case is, but I was in the operating room with an illegal immigrant from Pakistan. It was me and my partner, and I remember the doctor turning over to me and asking me, you know, do you know how much this is costing the U.S. government? This surgery, he was getting open heart surgery. They had his chest pried open with these metal things, and I was standing above his head, and I could literally touch this detainee's heart. He looked at me and said, this detainee, before we administered the anesthesia, before we put him to sleep, he was saying that if indeed he died, to remember that he hated America. When this doctor looked at me and asked me how much this surgery was costing the U.S. government, I said how much. He was like, it's costing over $200,000. This person is an illegal immigrant, and U.S. citizens have to be on a wait list. Some of them just waiting to die. And that to me was the turnaround point where I never been really political or anything like that, but I knew that there had to be a change, and that's why I casted my vote for Trump. Among other reasons. I like the guy. He got that surgery for free. For free. Just so he can live another day, go to his country, and still scream death to America or I hate America. So, in a future election, before you vote, just think about your vote and what that vote means. Don't tell me I'm racist. My daughter's half black. Don't tell me I'm, against, the LGBTQ community, because my daughter's also gay. Don't come at me in the comments either talking about, oh, you can't relate because none of your family members were deported. Matter of fact, my mom was deported. She was illegal, and she also committed a crime in this country. She served, out of 35 years, she served 11. Also, my brother was also deported because he committed a crime here in the United States. He also got deported. Don't come at me in the comments with all this nonsense that I can't relate. And guess what? I still voted for Donald Trump. So don't come at me in the comments. I really don't need negativity. It is what it is.
Crazy story, man. An illegal can come here and onto American soil, say all of this nonsense that he hates America, blah, 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 and we give him free surgery. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments, man. Let me know how y'all are feeling about that in the comments, because that is absolutely insane to me. Absolutely insane. Now, I don't wish death upon him. I'm happy that the doctor, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if she said how the surgery went. I would hope that the doctor saved his life. I don't wish death upon anybody, but also, I don't know. I wouldn't have given him a free surgery. That's for darn sure. Especially when we have American citizens that are waiting. It's a bit crazy to me. But that was the Democrat Party, right? They prioritized illegals over American citizens. They gave illegals free housing. They gave illegals free food. They gave illegals free comfort. You guys remember the story of the illegals that were receiving free food and they didn't like it because it wasn't their customary food, and Democrats capitulated to them and changed up their food that they were giving them? I'm like, bro, what? Eat it or starve. Eat it or starve. I would have treated them the way my mom used to treat me when I was a kid. Eat or starve. Mama want juice. Nope. I got you some water. If you don't want to drink that, then too bad. Like, I'm giving you food. Good food. Just because you don't want to eat it don't mean I got to change it. I'm giving you something to drink. Just because you want something different don't mean you're going to get it. I'm making sure that you hydrated. You got you some water, and I'm making sure that you got you some food. Why in the hell do we need to capitulate to these illegals? Democrats, man, I tell you, boy. I'll tell you. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions on all of this. Absolutely crazy stuff. As always, I'm going to keep you guys updated on all of these illegals getting deported in these stories that I'm coming across on a daily basis. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Hit that bell button next to the subscribe button so you're notified whenever these videos drop, all right? Peace and love. I'm out.